Welcome to Schmidt & Clark Law Firm, helping individuals and families since 1992. Today, we delve into a pressing legal matter, the talcum powder lawsuit. Recent studies and numerous lawsuits have shed light on the alarming link between talcum powder and cancer, specifically ovarian cancer and mesothelioma. Victims across the nation allege that prolonged talc exposure led to their diagnosis. Our lawyers are investigating potential lawsuits for people who developed cancer, mesothelioma, ovarian cancer, after using talc powder products. Johnson & Johnson has set aside nearly $9 billion to cover allegations that its talc-containing baby powder products caused cancer, more than quadrupling the amount J&J had previously earmarked to pay for the 60,000-plus lawsuits filed against the company. To cover the payout, J&J's subsidiary LTL Management will refile for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection and seek court approval for one of the largest product liability settlements in U.S. history. The $8.9 billion, which would be paid out to plaintiffs over the next 25 years, is up from the $2 billion that J&J originally set aside for the talcum powder lawsuits in October 2021. According to the American Cancer Society research from 2022, the World Health Organization and other health agencies have expressed concerns that perineal talc use may place women at an increased risk of developing ovarian cancer or mesothelioma. With genital baby powder use, the particles can travel through the fallopian tubes to the ovaries, causing irritation that could lead to ovarian cancer. It has been estimated that about 10% of ovarian cancer cases and deaths from the disease in the US have been associated with baby powder. More than 24 studies going back decades have identified links between the use of baby powder and cancer. A stated-by-case-controlled study published in the journal Cancer found that women who regularly use talc-based baby powder, either as a dusting powder on the perineum or on sanitary napkins, were 1.92 times 92% more likely to develop ovary cancer. A study published in the American Journal of Epidemiology found that women with a history of perineal dusting with genital talc were 1.6 times 60% more likely to develop cancerous tumors. According to the meta-study published in the Journal of Epidemiology and Community Health that pulled together more than 20 studies and found a 35% increase in the risk of ovarian cancer diagnosis in women who used talc powder. The following early symptoms of ovarian cancer diagnosis may be overlooked because they're similar to other common illnesses and because they may come and go intermittently. Abdominal bloating, pressure and pain. Abnormal fullness after eating. Difficulty eating. Increased urination urge to urinate. As the disease progresses, symptoms may include fatigue, indigestion, heartburn, constipation, back pain, menstrual irregularities, painful intercourse. As stated by Reuters, Johnson & Johnson has been ordered to pay $120 million in a lawsuit by a Brooklyn woman after developing ovary cancer from asbestos in Johnson & Johnson's talc-based products. Plaintiff Donna Olson testified in the trial that she used Johnson & Johnson's shower to shower daily for more than 50 years, after which she tested positive for advanced stage mesothelioma. Supreme Court Justice Gerald Lebovitz of the Missouri Appeals Court reduced the payout from the $325 million a jury awarded Olson, 67, and her husband in May 2019 following a 14-week trial. According to NBC News, Johnson & Johnson has announced plans to stop the use of talc-based baby powder in the US and Canada. J&J said the decision was made as the result of declining sales, insisting it stands by the safety of its talc-based products. The company said that even though it is pulling the product, it will continue to vigorously defend its safety based on decades of scientific study. As stated by MarketWatch, a New Jersey jury has ordered Johnson & Johnson to pay $750 million in damages to 4 plaintiffs who alleged that their use of talcum products caused them to develop mesothelioma and/or ovary cancer cells. Anna C. Viscami, the judge who presided over the talcum powder lawsuits, said she planned to reduce the award to $186.5 million, or about 5 times the $37.3 million in compensatory damages awarded by a separate jury earlier this year. baby powder that contains asbestos may cause malignant mesothelioma, according to a 2023 study published in the Journal of Occupational and Environmental Medicine. A research team led by Jacqueline Moline looked at a cohort of 33 participants, most of whom are women, who were diagnosed with mesothelioma after repeated exposure to asbestos-free through the use of Imeris, Talc, or Johnson & Johnson's. The researchers detailed 6 cases wherein patients underwent tissue testing, which showed fibers consistent with the type of asbestos and other dangerous drugs found in talc, but not in insulation or building supplies. According to Law 360, a federal jury in Los Angeles on Friday awarded $40.3 million in damages to a woman alleging that talc use caused her to develop mesothelioma. After nearly a full week of deliberations, the jury determined that Johnson & Johnson talcum powder was defective and a substantial factor in causing the plaintiff's cancer. An analysis of nearly 40 peer-reviewed medical studies has found that women who use talcum powder have a 20 to 30% increased risk of developing the most common form of cancer, a researcher told lawmakers. The summary of data 38 epidemiological studies over the past 40 years that asked women about their use of talcum powder on their genital area and tested associations with cancer was compiled by University of Washington researcher Dr. Anne McTiernan, who determined that users of the products had a 22 to 31% increased risk of developing epithelial ovarian cancer compared to non-users. Each year, approximately 3,000 cases of mesothelioma are diagnosed in the US, most of which are linked to job-related asbestos exposure typically occurring in talc mines. If you or a loved one has been affected, know that you're not alone. Schmidt & Clark Law Firm is committed to guiding you through this challenging journey. Our expertise in product liability and personal injury law positions us to effectively fight for your rights. For more information or to discuss your case, visit our website or contact us directly. Schmidt & Clark Law Firm, helping individuals and families since 1992. Your trusted partner in legal advocacy.